Hello and welcome back. I'm your host with the most, TheChronicToast, and we're diving into another adventure with BeamNG.drive. Now, we're starting off this series here as a continuation from the previous video. We're diving into the play here as well as the scenario sections. And more specifically, we're going through all of the different things that we have available here, which are the scenarios. Now, we have this sorted from oldest to newest, or sorry, newest to oldest. And we're going to focus here on these first three videos on the crawlers because I think those are the newest things that they've added for scenario wise. They're pretty darn cool. And after that, we'll go through from old to newest down through, ending with the Tasty Cola delivery, which is a pretty cool mission as well. So we're going to dive into the crawl dried up riverbed for this episode. And yeah, it's a hard difficulty. Author is BeamNG.drive. Creation is December 18th, and the map is on Utah, USA. So let's get stuck in. Oh, baby. I'm pretty excited to see how well this one in particular ends up going. It should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I know. I mean, what car is that? That's pretty cool. That reminds me of some of the old Quattro Rally racers from Gran Turismo days. I mean, I know they exist in real life as well, but now, for those of you that don't know, BeamNG is a soft body physics game where they simulate plastic as well as permanent deformation of, well, just kind of the name of the game, such as like frame rails, body panels, rims, inflated tires. There's physics, there's air resistance, there's all sorts of stuff simulated here. There's O-rings, piston rings, turbos. All of those can be damaged, permanently defaced, so on and so forth. So there's some pretty cool stuff going on. In general, though, this game's pretty cool, and the scenarios are always a pretty big hoot. They're a pretty big ride, and generally having an absolute blast doing that stuff with these. So once this gets loaded up here, we will dive right in and see if we can't get this squared away and finished up. And if not, well, we'll keep trying until we do. All right. So here we are, crawl up the dried up riverbed. In this crawling track, you'll drive up a dried up riverbed, around the bend, and back again. So we're going to try to see if we can't get this squared away. Oh, man. Now, again, we're not too worried about time on this. We're just trying to complete it here at the beginning. And once we do that, we will try our hand at hopefully getting through this quickly. Now, we got to be careful because you can see the tires do flex. And they do have traction the slower you go. You know, all that fun stuff. We're just got to be careful of our line here. We can pretzel up some drive axles as well. So we're going to crawl up this rock a little bit using some of our lack of skill, so to speak, to try to get up here without crunching or munching on too much stuff. And we're not too beholden to these white lines. We're generally going to try to keep ourselves in between those. Now, we're going to try not to redline either too much because that can and will cause damage to the engine, drivetrain, things like that. Oh, man. And so if you're just curious what this is going to look like here inside as well, it is, yeah, it's definitely adventurous. We'll kick back down here to 1. We're going to try to crawl our way up here. We might have to bounce our way up at some point, but if we can keep it off the rock guards, it's going to be very beneficial to the longevity and life of this particular crawler here, this little rock hopper. Trying to come at this on a slight angle so we can get some traction without flipping the vehicle. Oh. Can we save it? Maybe. I'm throwing it in reverse. Oh, that's not great. Shoot. Oh, I might have overdone it. There we go. That's that. So we'll hit that restart button and we'll start back here at the beginning and try our hands at this again. Fingers crossed we can actually get through this without too much trouble. We'll be a little more aggressive. The big issue is once we get these tires planted, this thing ends up being fairly top heavy. And I mean, not really when you think about it. There's a lot of flexibility, but once you're going uphill, this thing, the rear tires just want a seat and the front end to lift up. So going up is a bit difficult. Again, we're going to be careful here not to redline this. We don't want to damage the engine. We do want to make sure that for the most part we can actually get to where we got to go. And then we'll dive into this. So let's try to get up this a little bit better here. Oh man. And so if you do like this stuff, this is the official vehicle. There's tons of customizations you can do to this vehicle here in the actual game. Hey, we made it. And beyond that, there's a few other mods out there as well for crawlers that are pretty comparable, and they're almost to this quality. And we'll probably do some videos on those if there is interest as well, on some mod reviews and things of that nature. There's a lot to love here. There's a lot to like. And so far, I am having a blast with this. Get here into the actual cockpit a little bit. Drive over. Oh, man. Try not to rev line too much. I think that's what we were doing. See if we can't get up this here. It's kind of hard to see what we got going on. But we're going to give it a shot. Sounds like we are having problems. So, let's see if we can't slow down the tire roll and make those front differentials and lockers work for us. A little bit of hop, a little bit of hop. Can we get some actual traction? There we go. And pop that rear end back up. And we'll go around here. And looks like we're going to have to throw this into reverse. That's all right. It's a pretty tight corner. Now, the trick is to get down without too much trouble. And it's just easier said than done when you've got a very bouncy, very springy vehicle that loves to climb. And just as easily, if you ever touch that brake very hard, you stab that throttle or stab that brake, you're going to get a massive response from this vehicle. And it is potentially going to rocket you rear end over tea kettle, as the kids say these days. Maybe that was yesteryear. Not really sure. It's a cool phrase, though. So we're just going to leave that here into M3 so we can get that nice, slow... Ooh, drop it right down on the frame and on the rock sliders there. We're going to have to give it a little gas. Oh, crap. There we go. That's always the thing, is like you can let up on the brake, but it might not be enough, and you have to give it some gas, and then you start this bucking back and forth trend, which is not super great. It's going to always get you in trouble no matter what you do. So we're going to be up here pretty close. I think we'll be able to get, as long as you don't smash our heads on the roof of that overpass there, we should be okay. Oh, man. There we go. Flex that all up. Not too worried about the health. Boom! We made it. 3 minutes and 39 seconds. So that's pretty cool. Now we could go here into freeform and roll all over the place. But I think what we're going to try to do here is we're going to retry this. And we're going to try to do our best to do this quickly and fast. This is not going to work out well, is my guess. But let's see. Not too worried about the health of the vehicle or the components. We're just going to just slam our way through it. And yeah, that went about as well as expected. Oh man, okay. One more try here. Maybe a couple more. I always love to try to be technical and then just see what the vehicles themselves will actually take. Sometimes it's surprising what they can handle, and sometimes it pretty much goes about as you'd expect, where you go, yep, I kind of expected that to get smashed to smithereens. And it shows. Now, I expect we're going to top out here. Oh, yeah. We're coming right up on the rev limiter on this sucker, which isn't good. There's already something broken on the front end of this vehicle, or at least out of alignment as it is. Now, we don't want to flip over backwards, but we do want to grab as much as we can up here. Now, what can happen is you can find yourselves with broken half shafts, and suddenly only one wheel up front will roll if you've got lockers, or nothing will work. So we're going to try to hammer this here. Bounce it our way. Bounce on up. without losing a bunch of junk. Oh man. Yeah, you can. Yeah, the wheels look like they're a little bit bowed in. Well, we're just gonna try this again. And try not to roll it too much. Shoot. Well, so much for all of that. Can we actually get to this where we're not rolling over so hard? Is kind of the idea. I don't think it's gonna work that well though. Can we save it? I don't know, man. Oh. Well. Yeah, that's not super great. But hey, we're back on our feet. Oh man, this thing is all hosered up. I already have a radiator leak. The engine's overheated, low on oil, all that jazz. We're gonna try it one more time. Oh, this thing is all cattywampus. Shoot. Well, we've already wrecked our stuff. Might as well keep trying to go for the gold up here. Come on, get some traction. Get that front end down. There we go. Crawl your way up there, buddy. Oh, this is borked. This is borked something real bad. Can we actually get the traction we need? And keep the nose down enough to actually make this work. We're just hammering this vehicle to pieces. Right off the rev limiter the whole way up through here, just about. Cause oh, there we go again. Shoot. That's one of the things that you'll find is a lot of times these vehicles just will not handle all the abuse you throw at them. And that's pretty much it right there. Well, the stop button there on that motor. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Oh, look at that, all twisted and pretzel up. Ick, 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 ick. See what the inside looks like. Yep, not great. Well, in any case, there you go. Here's another scenario of BeamNG. If you like this stuff, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, all that fun stuff. Or at the very least, watch some more videos. Tell your friends. And if you're feeling really interested or you have some specific recommendations on how you'd like me to approach these scenarios, or if there are some custom mod scenarios you'd like me to try, put them in the comments below. Send me a private message, all that fun stuff. If you would like to see this played over on my Twitch channel, please let me know as well. This is something that if there is enough interest, we can definitely jump in and tackle this up, which will be a lot of fun. So, as always, thank you very much for hanging out as we go through the shenanigans and generally just destroying a bunch of stuff. And as always, I'll see you next time.